adjust the scope here to... Right here we have a fuel injector. This is a port injector, and I looked at the wiring diagram, found right here is the driver wire that is controlling this injector. So I T-pinned it. I only have one T-pin in there. It's very important. Only one T-pin in an injector. You can cause major damage to put two T-pins in there, very close they touch, and all the factory installed smoke pops right out of the computer. So that's no good. One T-pin on there. On the scope here, I've got it back way out. We've got 500 volts a division, and that 500 volts a division is going to be obviously too much. 5 seconds is way too long. So need to decrease those readings just a little bit. I'm going to tighten up a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. So first I'm going to use my volt key here, and I'm going to my millivolts. I'm going to head down in voltage, 200, 100, 50, and you can see now we've got a defined voltage envelope there. I can still bring that up a little bit further. That's about as high as I can get it and keep it on the screen, so I'm going to go with that. It's propagating across the screen very slowly there, so need to turn my attention to the time and go towards nanoseconds. So as I go down, remember when it's gray, the scope is searching. The longer the time duration there, the longer it remains gray. As I go down, it's going to remain gray less time. 1 second. You can see it. Each injector is a spike, right? Each injection is a spike right there. I'm going to keep going down so I can look at each individual pulse. I'm at 200 milliseconds, and there is 100 milliseconds, but I still can't see any pulse width on there. Keep going down at 20 milliseconds, at 10 milliseconds. Now I can see something. 5 milliseconds and 2 milliseconds. That looks pretty good. Now I need to turn my attention to the trigger. The trigger's right here. If I get that trigger out of the picture, this goes pretty haywire. Let's take a look at that. F3 for trigger. My arrow keys drop that trigger down out of the pattern, and every once in a while you see an injector pulse zip through there, but the scope and the computer on the vehicle are not synchronized. So if I take that trigger up, put it in the pattern there, it searches out for it and grabs a hold. Now I'm going to get a little bit more definition in there, so I'm going to go towards millivolts, one more at 10 volts a division. I might lose a little bit on my peak, but I have a little bit more to look at there. I can go ahead and pull that trigger up just a little bit. Now it's important to understand on this trigger here. Right now I've got it so it's catching the pattern going from negative to positive. I can switch that with the trigger function activated, F3. I can hit the left and right, both of them do the same thing. As I toggle between those, it will catch the pattern. As the injector turns on, it falls down right there, or I can switch it and it will grab it as the injector turns off right there. Alright, so that's important to understand. I can toggle between the off point and the on point using the arrow keys right there on the injector. Next thing I need to do is need to measure the time, so I'm going to freeze. It's a little bouncy there because of the electromagnetic interference as that injector turns on and off. I'm going to hold it with the blue button, turn my cursor on, go to F1 and toggle through to 2 vertical lines. I'm going to move my first line here over to where the pattern turns off, switch with F2, adjust my other cursor to where the injector turns on, and right here my time is 2.24 milliseconds. So at idle, this vehicle is running at about 2.24 milliseconds for an injection pulse. Now as I snap the throttle a little bit, see if I can grab that. Right there we go. You see that widens up a lot. So 2.24 in comparison to, toggle over, I've got a pulse width there of about 8.8 milliseconds. That right there is testing a port injector.